suggesting that war is the only way to solve this?
Absolutely. War or the threat of economic exsanguination, total economic collapse. And that's, I think, and I came particularly this time putting my patience on hold, sacrificing money that I can't ill afford to sacrifice, because I find the Tamil community confused and despondent and depressed. And I can't convince the Tamils that this is a war that we've got to win. In terms of history, we will get a separate state. You can call it Elam or a variation of a confederation, Sri Lanka style, or whatever it is. But the situation that exists with the Sinhala people, Sinhala leaders, dictating what goes on in terms of development and running of the Tamil areas, will not occur. That will have to end. And, I hate for Sinhalese to tell the Tamil people what exists in the Tamil North. But Elam is already there. I mean, you don't need to listen to Branson Ratha, you listen to Christian Stokke, who is the professor of geography and sociology or something in Norway. He's written a paper, it's on the net. The evolving Tamil state of Tamil Elam. And he compares the functioning of the Tamil Elam state with the corrupt, despotic, despondent, crook-ridden, violent society in the Sinhala South. And I'm writing a paper which will be on the net of a failed Sinhala state. So the Tamil Elam is already there. All we need to do is to move de facto into de jure. And I think that will have to happen. And if they don't, I think we will even have to consider a unilateral declaration of Tamil Elam.
Since 9/11 event, that I think is the most popular word in the world is terrorism. The most of the leaders uses that word. What is the definition to terrorism?
I thought that question was coming. It hardly ever doesn't come in an interview. And I bought the definition of terrorism. The Tamil struggle is, I'm going to publish this, not that it has not been said before, is a freedom struggle. Now, the test that is used to distinguish a freedom struggle from a terrorist struggle is defined in the UN Article 1 Additional Protocol of the Geneva Convention of 1947. I'm not going to read that piece in detail because of lack of time, but essentially a freedom struggle is if there is a military operation, which we have in the LTT. Number two, if there is an organized command, which we have. 3, an organizational capacity, which we have. And 4, control over territory, which we have. So on the definition of the UN, never mind about Branson Ratha's definition, on the definition of the UN, we are conducting a freedom struggle and not exercising terrorism.
I guess you're not Brian Senivaratnam anymore, Brian Senivaratnam, I guess.
Well, I suppose so. The honorary Tamil I was called. In fact, they put a turban on me at the last address I gave in the Anand Kovil. It was the middle of my talk. It was auspicious time. At 7 o'clock I was stopped. I was told just 3 minutes we want to put this turban and whatever that, the worthy thing. And then the questions went on and I couldn't hear the questions. And then someone said, it's because your turban is over your ears. And then I pulled it out. But it was a great honor. It's a unique honor. I've never been honored like that in my life. And the comment was made that they'll make me an honorary Tamil citizen.
So where this peace talk is going to go? What do you think? Where it's going to go?
If it goes at all, and that's uncertain as to whether, you see, I think the whole crux of the matter was that by picking a load of nonsense as an agenda, Rajapaksa was hoping that the LTT would pull out and say, look, this is nonsense. They might still do it. And then for him to turn around and tell the international community, look, I initiated a peace talks, I put an agenda, that the fact that he put nonsense in the agenda, he won't tell those guys. And the LTT failed to come. So that, I think, is the purpose of the peace talks. And once the peace talks are going, however much nonsense they discuss, then they'll turn to the aid group and say, now, what about release some funds? Because Sri Lanka is at the moment in economic crisis. And by January, I gather that some of the installments have got to be repaid. They are broke. They're stony flat broke.
About LTT, there's no one has any different opinion that they are very powerful and militarily. But politically, some people say in the past they were weak in politically, and now they're gaining it. How are they now, and how good are they, and where are they now?
The LTT have changed. They've changed enormously from a group where in 1980, 85, you couldn't influence them in any way. They thought they had the answers to all problems. I think they're much wiser now. And there's no question that the LTT have the military ability. And we don't need to advise Mr. Prabharan and his crowd how to tackle this militarily, which some people are trying to do. Why did they pull out of Sampur? Why did they do this? They leave the thing in his hands, man. He has taken the Tamil people further down the line than any other Tamil leader has in the last, 2,000 years. So you just leave the military in his... where the administration is concerned, I think the LTT are realizing that expatriate help is crucial, especially, and if I might say so, the teaching of English. And technical, the setting up of the infrastructure. A lot of them, my students who are now doctors, welcomed after the 2002 ceasefire to go and work in the Wani. And what I'm irritated about the current setup is that they are bombing the Wani, which they haven't built. We built the Wani, and they are bombing it. Where the bombing of the Wani is concerned, I have said, well, you're sending K4 jets to bomb our administration center in that Tamil Wani. We don't have K4 jets to bomb your administration center in Colombo. Our bombers are sent not on K4 jets, but on 2 legs. So, you bomb Kilinoche, and if we send the same bomb on 2 legs to Colombo to blow up your central bank, don't you complain. I think that that message has got to go there clearly, that you bomb, you're passing Kilinoche and drop a couple of bombs there, and we retaliate, boy oh boy, you're not going to like it.
About future of Sri Lankan island, how do you see in 5 years and 10 years, how it's going to be?
Well, frankly, I think that it will have to end. Tamil Eelam will be established without a question. My concerns are not about Tamil Eelam. Tamil Eelam already off the ground. They don't need to worry about my opinion of them. We need Jaffna, that's for sure. We need the airport, Palali. And we need Trincomalee. We've got to make Trincomalee one of the... This is the second largest natural harbour in the world, thoroughly neglected now. And once Tamil Eelam is declared, that will be a major port, will give Singapore a run for their money. For the other side, I think that unless they get their act together, the Sinhala nation will be a failed nation. And they will be looking at bankruptcy and civil war in the south, of the haves fighting the have-nots. I've seen some of the... a birthday party in Colombo, God, you know, it is like a carnival, 5,000 people, 200,000 rupees on a birthday party, which we had in our homes when we were growing up for sort of, 50 rupees. They're having a carnival there. It's the drug dealers, the weapon smugglers, and the prostitution that's keeping the Sinhala nation going at the moment. And if we can get the plantation Tamils, offer them something, some positive benefit from Eelam, and get them to down their jobs and walk out, boy, Mr. Rajapaksa come to his senses in a matter of minutes.